Everybody's saying Nick this, Nick that, Nick mix session, Nick this. But the truth is, talking about Nick mix section at this point is like beating on the dead horse. The reason why I said that is Nick has mastered and learned how to control his mix section on stage. Sometimes when I look at some of these YouTubers, the way they analyze bodybuilding, the way they talk about bodybuilders, let's be honest. Right, you can talk shit, you can talk whatever you want about these bodybuilders. The bottom line is these bodybuilders pay your bills, right? I'm not saying that because you're not a bodybuilder, you don't have the right to talk about bodybuilding, but it is different when you are not a bodybuilder, right? You're looking from the outside in. If you're a bodybuilder like me or a professional bodybuilder like me, you understand what goes into it, that when you're on that stage, when the judges is turning you guys around over and over again for how many minutes they decide to compare you guys on that stage, then you realize that at some point you're going to try to catch your breath. And when the camera cut that and it come to the internet, everybody like, oh my God, Bubba God, this, that, and toward. But it is not easy as you gotta think. Yes, we're professional, but at the same time, we're humans. Because you're constantly holding your breath. You're constantly contracting those muscles. So at some point, you're gonna let it hair out. So with that being said, when I'm looking at this man updates, it's really, really impressing me. And I wouldn't be surprised, I've been saying this, if this guy shock everybody and beat Derek and beat everybody. And I'm also on record saying that anybody can win the show. I'm paying close attention to Nick. Nick is hungry. Nick is the only guy that is yet to qualify for Olympia among those 5 guys, which is Derek, Goodvito, Bonark, and Martin Fitwatlter. So they all qualify for 2025. So he needs this qualification more than anyone else. I don't think he wants to go back to New York to go qualify. I think it would be a safe bet for him if he win Pittsburgh, then he can rest, refresh his body to prep for Olympia, because the rest of them already qualified. So, for those of you talking shit about Nick, he will surprise you all. He will surprise you guys, because sometimes hard work pays. Some people don't have the prettiest physique, but they are good. They are hard worker. Because they are hard worker, they always beat the people with the prettiest physique that is lazy. Don't get it twisted at all. This bodybuilding sport is only for the people that have a different mindset. People that is risk taker. People that it can do anything to be successful. Don't forget, this guy already qualified by winning South American Annual Classic, right? Goodvito already qualified for Olympia 2025. I think he just want to do Pittsburgh, so he wants to see how he's going to fail against these big boys. Because if you're standing next to Nick, placed third in Olympia, standing next to Mr. Olympia himself, Derek, standing next to a guy that placed third in Olympia or 4th, Martin Fitwatlter, standing next to a guy that have been a runner-up in Olympia, William Bonark, that is a solid lineup. Those a big name to try yourself against and see where you start. So it's a good thing for him. But what I really want to see is, I want to see him next to Nick, because 2 of them bigger boys. But I know he has a better lines in his leg, better leg than Nick, and a better vacuum, better mid-session than Nick. I want to see that matchup. I think Matt Gregor is jumping in Pittsburgh, just like his training partner, Derek. I think Derek probably convinced him to do it, which make a lot of sense. You know, financially make a lot of sense. Whether you win Pittsburgh or not, it make a lot of sense. At least he's a classic guy. He can still have enough time to rest to prep for Olympia because he already qualified. I think it's cool if he does compete in Pittsburgh. I think it's a cool thing for him to do, because at the end of the day, you're a professional bodybuilder. You're supposed to compete. You know, competing won't hurt you. put you out there more. That brings me to this man himself. like I said in this video, he already qualified, right? Remember, he beat Bumstead in Prague last year, November last year. That's when he got his 2025 Mr. Olympia qualification from. So he's doing Pittsburgh because he's a professional bodybuilder, like I've been saying. He needs to compete. He needs to make money, right? So why wouldn't you want to compete for $200,000, right? Or $100,000? Why not? It make a lot of sense. Financially make a lot of sense, because these guys don't have a regular check except from sponsors and competing and stuff like that. So you expect him to do that because that's how he's able to pay his bills, take care of himself. But with that being said, look at this man's leg. We're still a couple of weeks out from Pittsburgh. What I really want to see is I want to see him stand next to Derek. They never really have enough time to compare him with Derek in Olympia, because when I look at Martin Fitwatlter, I look at Derek, they have similar structure, similar look, but Derek is bigger than Martin Fitwatlter, especially from the back, because Derek back is 3D back, right? So I want to see that matchup. For Derek, I don't really have much to say about Derek, because don't forget, Derek is Mr. Olympia. He already qualified for life. Whether Derek do show or not, he already qualified. He can wake up one day after 2 years and say, I'm going to Olympia. He can still compete because he's Mr. Olympia. So he qualified for life. He don't need qualification to go back to Olympia, right? So, and don't forget, he also went on a classic this year, right? So, for me, I think because he already signed the contract, like he said before, he did Arnold, because he didn't know if he's gonna lose to Samson or not. So I think that was a smart move, right, to do both shows and put himself out before Olympia, because he lost the title. So it would be a good thing for him to compete more. So yeah, I really want to see how he's gonna perform. That brings me to this man. This man is on a sprint. He's on his own time. This man have his own time zone. He's just show to show. He's better show to show, right? But he's better. I think he was better in Detroit. I don't think he replicated the same condition, because in that show, everybody was saying that could have beaten William Bonach, right? So I think the condition he brought to FIBO, Germany, is a little bit off from what he had in Detroit, right? When I said that, don't get me wrong, I'm comparing him to himself, right? He was the most conditioned guy in FIBO, still the most conditioned guy. So, since he didn't win FIBO, so he's competing in Spain, in Dubai. So I don't know who is doing Spain and Dubai for now. I think he will get his qualification for 2025 Olympia. And please, guys, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.